Hey DigiDestined, we have this article with tons of information. We also have an interview with the developers as well, even a video. So we're going to just take a look at some of those details and got a lot of details on Digimon Story Time Stranger here. So we are dealing with a machine translation. There could be some weird translations here from the Japanese. As some of you may know, there was like a 30-minute demo of the game, so there's a lot of details that have been revealed in that. So we've seen 30 minutes of in-game footage and we'll go through that a little bit later, but let's just check out some of the details from this article. So we will be in the central town in the game a lot of the time, and it says the placement of Digimon also seems to pay homage to the anime. So if you're a fan of the series, it'll be fun just to look around and see where the Digimon are. You can see they really leveled up the graphics, a couple of levels even, you could say. And you can see the lighting coming out from the correct light sources, coming over there and hitting the right areas. They've put a lot of effort into the detail. Even the shader quality looks much better. So in Central Town, you can purchase your food to increase your friendship with your Digimon and recovery items, equipment. Also confirm that the equipment has various effects, such as inflicting poison when attacking. So these items are poison attack, panic attack, paralyze attack, sleep attack, and dot attack. Another important item is the attachment skills. Up to 4 can be set to each Digimon. And it's easy to understand if you think of them as skills that can be attached and detached freely. Using these attachment skills, you can make your Digimon have a variety of techniques, allowing them to be more flexible. So I like this. The attachment skills themselves are not something that you collect in a hack and slash style, but rather something you get from shops and customize with your favorites, although there are some attachment skills that are hard to obtain, such as those found in treasure chests. It seems that general various attachment skills are easy to obtain from the beginning of the game. So I'm guessing there's going to be like special attachment skills that you sort of have to find in difficult areas, which is cool. And then more of the general attachment skills, more of the generic skills, you can probably just buy in the shops. Yeah, and Central Town is unique and it has a cultured, deep feel in a good way, and an atmosphere that gives it an exquisitely lived-in feel, so a lively feel. Yeah, I've noticed that, and we'll see in the video as well. It feels very lively, very immersive, just bustling with Digimon all over the place, and I really love that about this game. I feel like that's just new for me in a Digimon game, that it feels so alive. You can see there's just so much happening, and that's probably because of the new technology that they can use. They could add even more things into the game, almost as much as they want to, using new hardware. So I think it was not that they didn't want to add more Digimon into scenes, but just that they couldn't with technological restraints in previous titles. You can also ride your Digimon, in addition increase movement speed, also charge into enemies. Also, it seems each Digimon has different motion when riding, so this is something to look out for. You can check which Digimon can ride on the status screen. Again, just so much happening everywhere. Digimon's everywhere, I love it. In previous game, so the previous Cyber Sleuth, I think, battles were based on a random encounter system. I remember that, it's quite, yeah. But in this game, a symbol encounter system is used. Approaching a Digimon on the field will enter battle. You can also launch a long distance attack called a Digi attack to launch a preemptive attack and get an advantage in battle. I like that. I like sort of the Final Fantasy XII select your enemies approach, instead of just being suddenly interrupted. Although I am an old school RPG player, I do like that random based battles, but yeah, maybe I've just outgrown it. Also, before we talk about the battle, let's introduce another feature called Analyze. This function you can mark items that have fallen on the field, destructible obstacles, and Digimons. And you can also check the status of Digimons by getting close to them. Okay, so we have this Analyze system, probably like a scan system. Okay, so with your Digivice, she's like initiating an attack. I think that's probably going to be from behind, and then you can do a preemptive attack on that toy Agumon. Up to 6 Digimons can be used in battle. 3 of them will appear at the beginning as battle members, and the remaining can be swapped out as reserves. It's also nice that the Digimon in your reserves or box gain experience points regardless of whether they participate in the battle. Yeah, it just reduces the grinding and time wasting for grinding. There are 7 types of Digimon: Vaccine, Virus, and Data. Vaccine, Virus, and Data have a rock, paper, scissors like relationship. with vaccine being strong against virus, virus being strong against data, and data strong against vaccine. In addition, there is also an element of attribute resistance, which determines advantage, disadvantage depending on the type of attack. The combination of this race and attribute resistance determines the damage multiplier. Information such as the enemy's race and attributes can be checked using Analyze, which was introduced earlier. It's also a good idea to get into the habit of checking status with the Analyze first. Damage multiplier changes depending on the combination of race and attribute. Probably referring to the vaccine data type, what type. Ooh, I like this. You can switch Digimon by selecting change from the menu during battle. Switching doesn't consume a turn, so you can switch as many times as you like. Be flexible and check the enemy's status before switching. That's pretty cool. You can also play the battle at double speed or auto mode. You can set it at 5x, and at 5x speed the effects are cut. So they cut out the visual effects so you can play smoothly or faster if time is an issue for you. In addition to this, there are plenty of exciting effects to play, such as Digimon talking a lot during battles and flashy effects when attacking with skills. I like that. Digimon's always about personality for me. Okay, we're talking about obtaining Digimon here. Each time you defeat Digimon, your scan rate increases. When it exceeds 100%, you can convert it. The scan rate can be accumulated up to a maximum of 200%. As you increase it from 100 to 200%, the level cap and HP when you create the Digimon will increase. Basically, it's best to convert when it reaches to 200%. So you want to scan the Digimon to 200%, and then you obtain the Digimon. That will be the strongest version of them. But even if you don't do this at 200%, even if you do it at 100%, there is ways to increase your HP and etc. We'll see more of that later. So there's the Digimon that we've scanned apparently, and they've all been scanned to the max 200%. Terriamon there, scan 200% max, then you can convert it. Yeah, Digimon with 200 are listed as max, and the conversion in this case created Hackmon. Also, as a familiar system to Digimon, there are elements such as evolution and de-evolution. A single Digimon can branch out into multiple forms, allowing you to evolve into various Digimon by meeting the various evolutionary conditions for each Digimon. Another interesting point is that a cute Digimon can become a cool style Digimon, and so on, becoming completely different Digimon. We will be getting silhouettes of what the next Digimon is, so those who've played previous Digimon games can kind of guess or predict what will be the next Digimon if you can see the silhouette. When you evolve a Digimon that you have grown through battle, its level will be reset, but its base stats will increase slightly. Additionally, you are not limited to only digivolving into one Digimon. You can digivolve into multiple Digimon. Also, we have pixel art for the Digi-evolution, your Digi-evolution history. So now we're going into the boss battle in this demo, where you fight against Parrotmon. Parrotmon has extraordinary amounts of stamina, or is that HP. Therefore, you must check its status with Analyze before attacking with Digimon and skills that are advantageous to you. Parrotmon's powerful charge attack. After some time, it looks like you get access to this X Arts skill, or Cross Arts as they're referring to it. Yeah, powerful skill that you can use together, improving everyone's status. And then there's a nice interview here with Ryosuke Hara. Okay, so there's 1200 Digimon, and it was difficult to include all of them, so they followed requests and added as much as possible. That's why we're getting 450 Digimon added. Some of these things we've already covered, so I'm just going to skip over them. We're referring to the process of Digi-evolution and de-evolution, doing it over and over to raise your Digimon stats. But the difference between this game and other games is that you can further improve the upper limits. It's just more of a grindy thing where you can, if you want to keep grinding, you can grind even further and make your Digimon stronger by going through that process over and over again. We've also got, this time we've got personality, which is going to, Agumon will have different parameters depending on its personality. And each personality has different parameters. When those parameters differ, the evolution destination, the evolution path may change. So of course you can keep leveling up, and you may eventually be able to meet all of the evolutionary conditions anyway. But if you want to evolve at your own pace as the story progresses, so if you just want to play through the story mode, there's the possibility that the evolution destinations you can choose may differ. So that's the idea with personalities, is that there's sort of going to be a kind of set route that you can digivolve down if you just go through the story. But if you just grind over more, level up more, then you could sort of unlock all kinds of evolutions anyway. So there's flexibility in that. In previous games, the certain Digimon and certain moves were strong, which made it difficult to put together a party with your favorite Digimon. In the previous game, you have situations where you thought, I like this Digimon, but this one is overwhelmingly more efficient. But in this game, you can put together a party with your favorite Digimon and moves, which is a nice improvement. I think they're referring to the attachment skills. So yeah, with the attachment skills, it gives you that flexibility to be able to choose your own skills on your favorite Digimon, whereas previously you would inherit skills. Digimon would inherit skills, so you kind of had to choose the Digimon that were not your favorite, but they just inherited the best skills. But now you have the flexibility to choose that and keep your party as you want it. Talking about switching turns without, or switching Digimon without any costs, just to heighten the sense of immersion, like you're taking part alongside your Digimon, so that you don't get confused about using items or switching between Digimons. I like that. It just simplifies things as well. So talking about Central Town being so lively and bustly, and so we showed you today that the biggest base for your adventure is going to be in the digital world there. In this town, it's a town where you can go to different areas and come back again. And I'm really glad it's going to be centralized around Central Town in the digital world. I was worried we were going to be stuck in Tokyo again, and you'll encounter hardships wherever you go, but by returning to a lively base each time, it's a place that makes you want to try your best on your next adventure. Okay, so the lively depictions of Digimon really stand out. There's even a bar where the Digimons gather. Now, this is so awesome, man. Talking about how long it takes to finish a game, if you go through the main story, it'll take 40 hours. If you do a lot of training and do a lot of side quests, it'll be over 50 hours. And if you do all the other add-ons, like collecting, training, all the other 450 Digimon, I can't even imagine it. What other addictive aspects are there besides collecting and raising Digimon? Once you clear the game, the hard mode will be unlocked. That's awesome for me. Yeah, looking forward to that. It's impossible to clear with just average training. The bosses in the side quests. Actually, I wish you could start the game off with the high difficulty mode already in the beginning of the game. Like, I would like to start off there instead of having to waste time first clearing the game, and then I can only spend time clearing in hard mode. But anyway, it's still going to be hard on the regular mode, I think, depending on how you play. It's impossible to clear with just average training. The bosses in the side quests in high difficulty mode are particularly tough, so I think you'll have a tough time. Good to know. Yeah, and that's about all the main points that I don't think we know about. Some new things. Yeah, let's just take a look at this video of the demo. Looks very fresh, very clean. I'm just gonna skim through these. I'm not gonna play the entire video, but you can see how lively the town looks. I absolutely love it. Everyone's doing something. Okay, so let's take a look at this preemptive attack here. Oh wow, did she just wipe him out in one hit? And then this is... wow, so you can actually take Digimon out without even having to go into battle. Here we have the boss battle over here. You can switch out your Digimon freely. It's so cool that you can do it for free. Because usually when it's not for free, you just end up using the same Digimon over and over. And you just end up sticking to the same Digimon in your first lineup. That's just, or any JRPG, that's usually how it goes. It's just too cumbersome to switch out if you have to cost the whole turn. And that's awesome. And just to close off a few more details. Speaking of evolution, will there be special evolutions like, I think special evolutions like DNA evolving, in which two Digimon combine? There are DNA Digi-evolutions, that's his answer. And armor evolutions that use Digimentals. And they're talking about the graphics. Another thing I noticed when playing the game was the graphics have been significantly upgraded compared to previous titles. Or were there any areas particular that you struggled in with this regard? The previous game was based on the PlayStation Vita, so this one has to be based on the PS5 standards. So we had a lot of brushing up to do. There are over 450 Digimon, and although some of the motions have been reused, all of the models have been completely remade from scratch. That's a lot of work that they've put into that, and yeah, using a new engine. Big changes there. In addition, some Digimon have new techniques as well, new skills. And there are many Digimon in the city that have different movements. They also have their own walking motion when walking around, and all the Digimon you can ride with Digiride also have different riding styles. The development team's efforts are so intense that it feels insane, with each Digiride having a different speed. Wow, so a lot of handcrafted effort went into that. You can only imagine. For each of those Digimon, they have to go and do different animations and speeds and adjustments, tweaking. Yeah, you can only imagine. So, fair play to these guys. A lot of JRPG developers don't even know what wicked things they put into games, but anyway, let's just skip that. And then they also go into some details of the Olympus 12, etc. I'm not gonna go through any of this. If you guys don't want any spoilers or stuff, I'm not gonna go through any of that. But I'll leave a link to both of these articles in the description, and it looks really cool. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, and thanks for watching guys. I'll see you in the next one.